who I am. I'm Habiba Rashid Grimes. I'm PEP's CEO. I'm honored to be with you all today. I want to say thank you for joining us. It is so amazing to see such a full room. I can imagine and certainly know for many of you how busy your days are, and that you would choose to spend time with us is a tremendous honor. I want to say a few words of gratitude before I get into my remarks. The first to our board chair, Holly Martins. Thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your support. And I say that to the entire board. Thank you for your leadership and your support today and always. And I see some of you interspersed throughout the room. I want to thank my colleague, Susan Berger. This happens is under her leadership, and I'm so tremendously grateful to her for that leadership, alongside our colleague Deanna Moore and the team of PEP people in the room. So big shout out to my PEP colleagues. We do our thing, y'all. This is beautiful. And you all being here is just, I'm so honored. So I want to talk today a little bit about community. And I want to take us back a year ago or so when the Surgeon General, Dr. Vivek Murthy, came actually to Cleveland, talked to our city and local officials and many partners in the youth behavioral health services space, and said to us, there is a crisis in children's mental health. And then very shortly after he came here and spoke with us about the urgency of that crisis, a report was released that shared with the nation that there is also an epidemic of loneliness and isolation happening in our country and impacting the mental and physical well-being of the entire populace across the developmental spectrum. That report not only gave us a warning of what was happening to us as a result of our isolation and disconnection from one another, but it also gave us a key set of takeaways. And one of those takeaways gave us this advisement that we could heal, we could recover from this epidemic of isolation and disconnection through connection, reconnection, social connection to one another. And this was exciting advice because that's the work that PEP does for our young people. And we've done that work for young people throughout our 53-year history. We see relationships as essential to the emotional and physical and mental well-being of our young people and the adults who serve them. From the time of our founding, we've known this, and we've sought to activate healing, the healing power of relationships in the lives of our kids through these meaningful interventions that exist across our services and programs that address the social and emotional needs of our kids. And not only do we want to support them, we want to support their families as well. You see, the kids we serve at PEP and their families, they know isolation and marginalization and rejection far too well. That's because our kids' expression of their neurological differences, such as we see with autism and other mental health challenges like ADHD, their learning differences, the challenges they have in learning information, retaining that information, helping adults feel good that we taught a young person something, they struggle with that. And they've endured significant trauma, familial trauma, individual trauma, maybe in their household or in their community, but also collective trauma, the trauma caused by systemic forces like racism and poverty. And those experiences lead to behaviors that most people are unwilling to, not only unwilling to tolerate, they're unwilling to try to understand. And we've made our work at PEP demystifying what our kids are challenged by, what they need in order to feel a sense of competence and feel successful in their day-to-day lives. But we also are trying to help them communicate and express for themselves what they need so that they don't have to use behaviors that are pushing people away to express what they need. This allows us to support them in developing the kinds of relationships with both their peers, other kids, but also with adults, so that they can ultimately thrive. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of hearing Dr. Joy DeGruy speak. And she's a researcher and thought leader, practitioner in the area of racial trauma, specifically in terms of how it's impacting the Black community. And she shared a powerful proverb that I want to tell you today. She shared an African proverb that says, "The child who is not embraced by the village will burn it down to seek its warmth." We strive to bring the warmth of connection, community into the lives of the kids we serve. And we strive to help others do the same. We work to build community with our young people, and we work to do the same on behalf of their families. We make every effort to reduce their experience of what Dr. Bruce Perry has called relational poverty. And if you're thinking that might just be impacting the youth we serve at PEP, I need you to know that Dr. Perry tells us relational poverty is affecting every child we have in our world. Because children are meant to be in a village of support, multi-generational groups of people with diverse ideas and thinking, supporting them in their growth. And most of us are happy if we see the nuclear family with 2 adults and 1.5 kids, whatever that statistic is. And that is still not enough. Human beings are meant to be in community. And so we've dedicated ourselves to supporting kids in what we describe as relational wealth. And every day we witness the joy, competence, self-control develop in our kids as they are growing and strengthening through relationships. And those relationships are helping them to know how important they are to the community that surrounds them. We can only do this because of our village. We need our village to show up, stand alongside us, work alongside us, support our mission, share our mission, know who our young people are, seek to bridge them to relationships. And we're so grateful to have our village in the room today. You're part of our village, and we're grateful to be part of yours. Our present day realities are threatening to pull us further apart. Our young people are not feeling safe in community or in relationship to one another. Many of them don't feel safe in relationship to adults. I know, however, that the folks in this room, we are determined to keep showing up for humanity and for our most vulnerable. Today's honorees exemplify the courageousness, the strength of character, the diligence that is needed to ensure that every child feels the warmth of our village. I'm grateful for your example and honored that you choose to champion PEP and our kids the way you do and the way you have for so long. I hope we all today, as we engage in this conversation with our young people, learn from the example that you've set for us, and that we find ways to create and sustain community in service to one another and in service to our collective well-being. Before I close, I want to thank our young people. I want you to know you hold so much courage, so much brilliance, so much wisdom. And I thank you for trusting us. I thank you and your parents and caregivers for trusting us at PEP to support you in helping the world see the fullness of who you are, the beauty of who you are. We're truly, truly grateful that you are part of our village and allow us to be part of yours. Thank you.